name is Sydney Lulanga. I'm going to make some presentation on sales and marketing. Before we proceed with this course, let us look at the learning outcomes. The learning outcomes are the competencies that will be expected to attain at the end of this course. So at the end of this course, you should be able to apply marketing philosophies, understand what marketing philosophies are, be able to define them and apply them accordingly. You should also be able to examine the marketing concepts and assess marketing mix strategies of product, pricing, distribution, and promotion, so-called the 4 Ps. Distribution mostly refers to place, so you can use distribution or you can use place. At the end of this course, you should also be able to examine the future developments in marketing. So what sales and marketing, what is it all about? The intention of sales and marketing is to satisfy needs. Now there's a difference between needs and wants. A need is something that you cannot do without. A want is something that you can do without, but you still use it to make your life comfortable. So sales and marketing is key in the business world. You need to sell and you also need to market your product. However, there's a difference between sales and marketing. So what is marketing? Marketing is all about what and how to sell an item, whether it's a tangible product. A tangible product is something that we see. For example, an apple, an orange, banana, bread, car, house. Those are products that we see. Those are tangible products. What about if I go to a lawyer or I go to a doctor? I seek some service. Those are intangible products. If I travel by Air Namibia, I'm provided with a service. And therefore, when I'm talking about the product of Air Namibia, I'm talking about the product that I appreciated, the service or the flight that I enjoyed or I did not enjoy. Those are what you call intangible products. Things that you can't touch, things that you can't see, you may not even see it, but you experience it. So marketing is all about what and how to sell those types of products. And what about sales? Sales talks about selling, moving the product from the producer to the consumer, ensuring that the information that about the product provided by the producer or the trader reaches the consumer, and the consumer or the customer appreciates that product. So sales talks about relationship management between the trader and the customer or the consumer. We have talked a little bit about needs, and when you are looking at needs, you refer to Abraham Maslow, who talks about the hierarchy of needs. And he starts with the physiological needs, he ends with self-actualization. So there are 5 levels. So for example, needs of a need would be shelter, would be food, water, and then he moves on to talk about relationships, security, safety, and then he also talks about self-esteem, self-confidence, and then the sense of belonging. Okay, so people buy certain goods in order to satisfy their needs. They may also buy certain products in order to satisfy their wants. But now we are more concerned about needs. Now there are also some commercial needs when it comes to trade. for example, payback or return on investment. When an investor or a trader makes some investment on a particular product, he or she expects to have some returns, to make some profit. Then there's also the issue about functionality of a product. What is this product for? How is it useful? How is it user friendly? Who can appreciate it or who would appreciate it? Then there is the issue of esteem, to do with buildings, clothing, cars, to do with transportation. Okay. Now there is also the issue about sales technologies. How would we make a sale? Said sales mostly have to do with management systems. So there has to be a contact management system. There should also be a customer relationship management. Okay. We can also use the internet for our sales. We can use the call center for inbound, outbound. These tele sales people that make phone calls. But there are different channels that we can use when it comes to sales. For example, there could be direct sales. Direct sales, a customer buys a product direct from the trader or the producer. You can also order your stuff through the mail, make mail order, or through magazines, newspapers, catalogs. You can choose your product in a catalog and make an order. You mail your product and then they send the products. You can also make an order through the telephone, what you call telephone order. There are also some dealers that may move from point A to point B. You can also make some orders, or you can also buy through the dealers. There are also some distributors of particular products. We just need to contact the distributor, and the distributor will ensure that we get the product. There are also wholesalers, where retailers can buy, or you can buy in bulk. For example, Metro Hyper. Those are examples of wholesalers. Cash and carry. Okay. Retailers. These retailers, for example, ShopRite, Pick and Pay, these are retailers. You buy from them. They also buy from the manufacturer, or they buy through somebody else. We can also make some business through the internet. We can order our products through the internet. There are many selling points within the internet, and we can make some orders. We can have the goods delivered to us. Now, what is marketing? We said marketing is all about ensuring that the information about a particular product, the correct information, is shared between the trader and the customer, trader and the consumer. And marketing looks at issues of what the product is all about, the characteristics of the product, at what price will it be selling at, is it affordable, is it sustainable, and then we look at the market characteristics. Marketing looks at that. The size of the market, the demographics, the salary incomes. Okay? Is it defensible? Is it sustainable? Then you also look at the channels. How will these products be sold, or how will they reach the final consumers or the customers? And then how will we inform them about the products, the routes that we use? Marketing also explores the market. It influences the market. It's mostly we look at advertising, giving the right information, selling the product, ensuring that the customers come to know about the product. There's also what you call database marketing. market research, and the channels. You do some research before the product is brought on the market, or you can also do some research when the product is on the market. You can do some advertisement both before, during, when the product is on the market, or before the product is introduced on the market. Now, advertising. There's corporate advertising, for example, that looks at how the corporate or the business portrays itself to the outside world, to the consumers or to the customers. And then this corporate advertising looks at financial stability. It should not stress the company. It should not stress the leadership. And then it looks at what product or service is being advertised, what would be the immediate or measurable effect on sales, the product awareness, will people come to know the product, what type of promotions can we have, are they sustainable? Okay. Then database marketing. Database marketing mostly looks at the demographics. Now, demographics looks at what you call ABC, and ABC looks at the classes within society. For example, the middle income, lower income, upper income. Okay, so we look at those. The young people, what is the income bracket? You look at the age, you look at the gender, all that comes in demographics. It's important information when it comes to marketing. For example, if you are going to sell a female product, you need to know what is the percentage of the female in this particular community, what is their age group, okay, where in the income bracket do they fall? Is it the middle class, upper class, lower class? Can they afford the product? Then the mailing lists. Okay, what is your target? How would we reduce the cost? Then the larger databases. You can also use the electoral law. For example, people have registered for elections. You can use that information when it comes to marketing. Telephone directories, we can use that. Yellow pages in the telephone directory. The magazine and the club. The store card memberships, and then the cross correlation. We can also use that. What about market research? Market research is a project or a study that is carried out to find out the interest of the customers in a particular product or particular service. It can help us to understand whether the product is sustainable, whether we need to harvest the product. It all comes through in market research. So in market research, we do what you call sampling. Sampling, you give your product, you give samples to different people to try out the product and give you feedback. You can also give questionnaires. People fill in certain questions, they answer certain questions, and they give you back the information. We can also use statistical analysis. Statistics, numbers, we analyze the numbers of male, female, young people, this age group, that age group. Then we can also use focus groups. Selected people, we can look at that, get their input, and also we can use detailed analysis. Now, the different channels that are used in sales and marketing. For example, we can use print media. For example, the Namibian, we can advertise in the Namibian, we can advertise in the Republican, the Sun newspaper, whatever newspaper is there. We can advertise there. Now, these newspapers, some of them are local, some of them are national, National are those newspapers that are produced in one place and they can be found in different places. A local newspaper, you may find a particular town or a particular region may have its own newspaper. Magazines, the same. We can also use the television. The television is a good thing because it's mostly interactive. It can be a national television, for example, NBC. International, we can find different news channels or certain channels that we can use to advertise our products at an international level. And then local or small towns or big towns may have their own television stations, which we can also use. Then there's internet. We can use internet marketing, interactive, and then we can also use billboards. Billboards, sometimes they are very effective in a way that anybody who passes by the billboard tends to read what is written on the billboard. We can also use the radio. There are different radio stations. There are some which cover a wider region, some cover the nation, some cover only particular towns or particular areas. Then sponsorship. For example, if you watch some football team or basketball team, you find some writings on their jerseys, or the sponsorship could be done in form of an event, for example, cycling, athletics, whatever it is. Then endorsements. Endorsement, you look at, we have given an example of David Beckham. You find David Beckham is now based in the US. There are a number of companies that endorse him. Tiger Woods, Leo Messi. There are a number of sports personalities, even actors who can receive certain endorsements, and those people are appointed as ambassadors of those particular products. So we can use that to market our products. For example, you are marketing perfume. You need to take a personality to market your perfume. You are marketing a pair of shoes or a jersey. And then seminars, where you bring people from different areas and you give them information about a particular product. Editions, exhibitions. For example, you are introducing or showing a new product, a phone, for example, or a particular product, for example, Windows 10. You can have an exhibition of that. You can also have a career fair. You can have, for example, commercial and agriculture show. You find different businessmen bring out their products to those areas, and they help people to see and understand what is happening. And then you can also have conferences. At conferences, you can also have a table to display your products. Now, marketing process. A process has a number of steps that need to be followed, and it may be a continuous process that when you reach the end where you evaluate and you restart. So there's a marketing process, and it aims at improving ways on how to present products, how to disseminate information, how to reach out to people who would be interested in particular services or particular products. So a marketing process is used to measure the effect of advertising. For example, recall message, increase in sales. Marketing process helps us to generate leads for sales force, coupons, for example, internet response, inbound calls, or companies measuring the effectiveness. When you want to measure the effectiveness, we may use that. Now, there are different technologies that we can use in marketing. For example, database management systems, statistical analysis packages. We can also use the internet, kiosks, and call centers. Now, call centers are interesting because we'll be able to do a number of things. For example, integrated marketing, you can use that. Voice recognition, we can use that if it's the same caller calling over and over again, talking about our products, or it's a new customer. And then we are able also to predict certain callers or certain dialers. We can call certain people and then get their opinion or sell our idea. And then we can also use inbound routing. Now, sales and marketing, if you look at two of them, there are certain things which are about sales and certain things about marketing, which may be different or similar. But what we need to understand is that sales tends to be very measurable. So sales, you can tell how many products were sold, who bought those products, which group bought those products. Now, marketing is crowded, to say the least. Marketing is very difficult to tell which component or section of society appreciates the product or appreciates the goods. Marketing is mostly, for example, we can advertise on television. People may watch. But how do we tell how many people watched or appreciated our product? Sales is still very individualistic, and marketing is mostly behind the scenes. Sales, you have short-term oriented, whereby marketing, you may have a strategic plan or a strategy in order to reach out certain customers. But sales is mostly short-term, it's focused, and it may require only a certain amount of computerization. Marketing is computerized. Sales is some process, and then marketing is highly processed. So as we finish this course, let us try to recall what we have gone through. We have defined what sales and marketing is, and we have come to understand that both of them are a process of planning and executing a concept, an idea, a price, okay? Pricing, promotion, distribution. We have looked at the 4 P's, and we have seen that this sales and marketing looks at the distribution of ideas, goods, and services to create exchanges that satisfy individuals and organizational objectives. Now, sales and marketing encompasses everything from statistical analysis of a customer and programs to how to answer the phone and talk about programs or products. However, sales and marketing may or may not include the following: analysis of programs, materials, or customers, and the company itself. It may not or may include media relations, public relations, advertising. It may or may not include stakeholder or funder relations. Sales and marketing may or may not strategically or include strategically organized organization. It may create, or that is used to create, a cohesive, sustainable, effective route to success for its extension or clients.